If you're just getting started as a freelance social media manager, there's a couple of things that you need to know. Things like how to actually price your packages as a social media manager. What does an average social media management package even look like? And should you be charging hourly or monthly rate? I'm answering all of the above in this video, and for those who like to skip around, I do have timestamps in the description. But wait, don't time jump just yet. Don't forget to subscribe and like before you go. If you're new here, hey, I'm Shantae. I started my social media management agency in 2018 as a broke single mom who wanted to be able to work from home. Now my agency has hit multi-six figures. My team and I work with amazing clients, and I love mentoring social media managers who want to create their own agencies. So when I was first starting out, I got my pen, I got my notebook, and I started writing down all of these services that I could offer. I tried to figure out how many clients I wanted, what type of packages I wanted to offer, and then when it came time to pricing out the services, I really got stuck. So I did what most people do, which is go to Google and Google what the average package is or look at what other people are charging. And that didn't help because people were charging hourly and monthly, and I didn't know which one I was supposed to be doing. So I was just left more confused than ever. And then I realized I needed to set my prices as a business owner and not a freelancer, and that's where everything changed. This makes a big difference for my mentees who struggle with their pricing. Most social media managers, especially new ones, are undercharging their services by up to 60%. So we sit down and calculate their expenses, how many hours they want to be working, and then what they should actually be charging. Once we have that sorted out, it becomes so much easier to calculate their prices no matter what packages they want to be offering. So let's get into it. These are the most common mistakes social media managers make when pricing their services. You do what I did and you just go with what other people are charging and just go with that. Or you purposely undercharge your competition because you feel like that'll help you be a little bit more competitive in the market. Maybe you're booking clients left and right, but you feel yourself exhausted and still in need of more clients to make ends meet. And you probably have no idea how much you're spending on expenses like Canva and Later and those type of things. If any of these sound familiar, it's okay. We've all been there. Here's what you need to do instead. This is how I help my mentees go from scrambling for clients to easily filling their client roster. A profitable package is a package that takes into account how many hours of work you're putting in, pays you a fair hourly wage for that work, and it covers your overhead, which usually varies, but it could be anything from your income tax to software expenses to paying your team. I'm all about visual examples, so let's take a look at what a difference this can make. Let's take a look at our sample social media manager, Sally. She's basing her prices on her competitors' prices of $500 a month for the retainer. She doesn't take into account that in order to create these 5 posts every week, she spends 7 hours creating content, 2 hours analyzing and selecting hashtags, and then an hour scheduling, communicating with her client via email, and revising her posts. She also pays for her hashtag and auto-scheduling software out of pocket for $15. On a $400 package, her overhead, which is the self-employment income tax here in the US, is 15.3% typically, but double check where you're located. Depending on your state, you're required to pay a percentage of what you've earned to both federal and state every quarter, plus software costs. So we'll say this is $76 for her. So if we take her overhead out, that means her net profit on the package, or what she'd actually be taking home cash, is $324 a month. That makes her hourly rate $8.10 an hour. Depending on where you live, that might be totally fine. Where I live in Chicago, living expenses are more, so that's not even a livable wage. Now we're gonna go about it this way instead. For simplicity's sake, let's just say her monthly expenses that she needs to cover to make sure all of her bills are paid are an even $4,000 a month. So in order to make this happen and to make ends meet, she's going to need 13 clients at her $400 a month package, which means she's working 130-hour weeks. That's not sustainable, it's not plausible, it's not realistic. So instead, she's gonna start with her $4,000 monthly expenses. Then she's gonna decide how many hours per week she wants to work, and we'll say again, 40 hours per week. And how many clients does she want to support in those 40 work hours? So we'll say 4. Then we add in her expenses and a 15.3% buffer for that taxable income she's going to have to pay later on. And this brings her package total to $1,168 per month. And what's staying in her pocket, her net profit, is $1,000, which makes her hourly income $25 an hour, which is a much more livable wage. As her experience and skill set increase, she's able to then increase her rates and have larger packages and fewer clients. Now let's say she gets a bit faster at creating content, where it's now 6 hours she's spending to create all of this instead of the 10 hours. If she were charging her clients hourly, that would cut down her profit every month because she's getting better at her job, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Instead, we charge the monthly rate and that covers everything. So then when she starts getting faster and better at her business, she still has that reliable, sustainable monthly income that she can expect, and she's not having to track her hours and what she's spending on each client. Monthly is much easier and cleaner as long as you know how long it takes you to complete these tasks ahead of time. She's gonna keep her hourly rate to herself and use it as a behind the scenes way to calculate how much she should be charging for her packages and a monthly retainer. If you have questions or want me to go in detail on any topic, let me know, comment below. Hope you found that helpful. You can subscribe here on YouTube to make sure you catch all of my videos. It really helps me out a lot. And you can also catch my behind the scenes and my day-to-day life as a social media manager over on my Instagram feed. I update that pretty regularly. You can find all of my free resources, paid mentorship programs, digital template shop, and private community created exclusively for social media managers on my website at sugarpunchmarketing.com. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon.